Hi Libra, welcome to eclipse season. I'm Erica and this is Sweet Tea Astrology and Tarot. Welcome. Few announcements. I'll have all of this time stamped. Thank you so much and welcome to the new viewers and new subscribers that have found this channel within the last month. This is blowing me away, y'all. Thank you so much for being here and thank you for sharing a little bit of your time with me to listen to me ramble about the stars and where they might be hitting you in your world. This is a rare eclipse season. We're going to be experiencing 3 eclipses, and eclipse season is traditionally known by people who study astrology and astrologers as the thinning of the veil. Eclipses historically were feared by the natives, but they're really just a chance for the universe to put you back on the path that is best intended for you. The impacts can last anywhere up to 6 months, maybe longer, just depends on what happens to you specifically. The last lunar eclipse that we had was March 23rd, 2016, and it was at 3 degrees of Libra. This will be a prenumbral eclipse, and this is where the sun, moon, and earth are aligned in an almost straight line. It's happening at 25 degrees of Aquarius, which is fixed air sign energy. The fixed signs are known for being goal-oriented and determined, or inflexible and stubborn. I have a Taurus moon and I am a Scorpio riser, and those are both fixed modalities of the earth and water signs, so I'm pretty familiar with the fixed energy. The word fixed comes from the Latin word fixus, which means to latch onto or to fasten. And the 25 degrees Aquarius Sabian symbol reads, a butterfly with the right wing more perfectly formed. Sabian symbols were created in 1925 by a clairvoyant named Elsie Wheeler, and they are used to describe 0 to 30 degrees of each zodiac sign of the astrological wheel. So, I think intuitively what this means is we are needing to celebrate what makes us uniquely different, kind of fly our freak flag a little bit, because that's definitely Aquarian energy. This full moon is going to have a lot of Uranus feel to it. It's got a very Uranian feel to it. Aquarius is co-ruled by Uranus, and there's also, just a couple of days after the eclipse, going to be some pretty powerful energy dealing with Uranus and Aries, and I'll get to that in your specific information, Libra. But once again, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to transition to your astrology for the Libra Sun and the Libra Risings. If you're just a Libra and you're wanting to know about the overall energy, stick around. This could be resonant for you as well. Hang tight, y'all. I'll be right back. Hey Libra, I'm back with your astrology. So, on the 18th of August, we will be experiencing a full moon lunar eclipse at 25 degrees of Aquarius. And for you, that's in your 5th house. The 5th house is ruled by Leo, but it represents pleasures, social life, children, and creativity. It's also the house of lottery and gambling, so maybe there might be some luck there. Maybe. On the 21st, we have the moon in Aries conjuncting Uranus and Eris. And conjunct just means an amplification of the energies present. So it's an amplified moon is your response or your feeling. Aries is a courageous or fierce energy. Uranus is the planet that represents shocks or surprises, change, rebellion, and liberation. And Eris is known by me. I think of Eris as Xena Warrior Princess. I'll have a video linked down below giving a little bit more information about that stuff. But this will be occurring in your 7th house. The 7th house is ruled by you, Libra. And the 7th house speaks to partnerships, how you identify with others, counseling, and open enemies. Open enemies is like testifying in open court against someone. I'm also starting to see it as arguing with someone on social media in an open forum where other people can witness it. That's just my interpretation. You don't have to take it. On the 22nd, we have the sun moving into Virgo, which is your 12th house. The sun is your self-expression, your will, and your assertion. The 12th house speaks to secret enemies, self-undoing, repression, limitations, and karma. So it can also be the house that you keep, the house of secrets that you keep from yourself. On the 24th, the other powerful energy that I was speaking about is, and I'll also have a video link down below, speaking to Antaurus, the fixed star that this is happening on top of. We've got Mars and Saturn conjunct at 9 degrees of Sagittarius, which is exactly where in Taurus the heart of the Scorpion is. This is occurring in your 3rd house. Mars is the planet that represents aggression and impulse. Saturn is the planet that represents containment, structure, and limitation. And the 3rd house speaks to siblings, neighbors, and cousins, short-distance trips, communication. Communication can be how you speak, how you think, how you get from A to B, either how you drive or the actual vehicle that you are driving. So it's forceful energy. It's very aggressive. Please be careful. Like I said, I'll have it linked down below. On the 29th, we have Venus moving into Libra, so it's about to be Libra season. For you early Libras, happy birthday. Yeah. Well, it won't, I mean, we'll have the other planets have to catch up to it, but Venus in Libra, you always feel very, very pretty. You always, or you feel really nice about yourself. You're looking good. It's a good time to get a haircut. Maybe go shopping and get you a couple of outfits or something if you've got the money or resources. Venus is the planet that represents harmony, love, and beauty. And the 1st house speaks to personality, physical body, and appearance. So yeah, it would be a good time for a little makeover or even maybe a tattoo. So but just be careful, because on the 30th we have Mercury going retrograde at 29 degrees of Virgo in your 12th house. So Mercury is a planet that represents communication, thought, and movement. It's how you think and it's how you move. Your 12th house is ruled by Pisces, and the 12th house is ruled by Pisces, and that speaks to limitation, repression, karma, self-undoing, and secret enemies. Once again, the secrets that you keep from yourself. Pardon me. On the 22nd of September, Mercury will go station direct at 14 degrees of Virgo, and that means Mercury will slow down and just kind of stand still for a minute and then start inching his way forward to cover over the stuff that's kind of already been brought up. So that's what's happening for you, Libra, in the stars that I'm seeing. I'm going to transition now to the Tarot and Oracle cards. I'm going to do my regular 4-card spread for y'all if any extra cards fall out. And so far, every video has had at least one extra card fall out, either the Tarot or the Oracle cards. So I think it's going to be a repeat pattern. But whatever falls, I'll do my best to read and interpret for you and tie in together with the astrology to give you the most information and heads up that I can. So thank you again so much for being here. Once again, be sure to check out those videos listed down in the description below, and thank you for being here so much. I appreciate it. I'll be right back, Libra. Hey, Libra. I've got the cards. I've been shuffling and meditating, asking for the general messages for Libra for this August full moon lunar eclipse. I've had cards kind of fly out of my hands off camera. When that happens, I always ask for, if those messages were meant to come forward, then to please show them again. I'll let you know if they show up. Or if I don't mention it, then I was just being clumsy, which is also a real distinct possibility. They're still doing a lot of the construction outside. It sounds like a big truck has shown up. I'm not sure what they're fixing to start doing. I may have to pause this if it starts getting loud. My apologies in advance. shuffle feels like it's taking forever. I'm fixing to just cut. Okay. I'm going to cut. Because up until this point, every other video I've done so far, I've had cards kind of pop out. So that was, you know. Bottom card for the underlying theme or the overarching energy, and the top 3 for clarity. That's not to say that you won't have an extra healing and meditation or an oracle card pop. That could be the case. Just depends. For my Libra friends, for this August full moon lunar eclipse. Okay. Whoa. Like half the deck. Alright, one last shuffle. Alright. I'm also going to do a Sacred Rebels Oracle card. And this is a deck by Elena Fairchild, and the artwork is done by Autumn Sky Morrison. If you're a regular watcher, you're used to seeing these in the new moon videos. But because this is an eclipse, I want to try to bring forth as much message as I can, as many messages as I can, through Oracle and Tarot and Astrology. Okay, and 2 there. Look at y'all go. Alright. Okay. This is the first set that hasn't had major arcanas fall. So, alright, that's interesting. Let me note the numbers. 6. Okay, Libra. The bottom card, which is the underlying theme or the overarching energy, was the Page of Pentacles in reverse. So, the Pentacles energy represents earth signs. Earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. It doesn't have to be this sign. It can be their sun, moon, or rising, just depending. You won't know unless you've looked at their chart. Pardon me. It also represents resources, anything that you can spend on another living thing or situation. Money, time, resources, energy. The fact that it's in reverse, it seems as though you are lacking in this area of life and the resources. You're not approached, or it's not been approached with a balanced perspective, and maybe this is now, this eclipse is shining that light and helping you to see that you need to be more balanced in your resources or your finances. This could also be money you were expecting to come in, hasn't come in, or is delayed for some reason. Sorry about the background noise if you can hear that. Yeah, you can probably hear that. I'm trying to see if it's going to last for a long time or not, because they're doing concrete and they've been having to let that stuff cure. So I've been trying to record in between. If it gets to be too much, I'll just pause. But for right now, we'll continue. The Page of Pentacles, it's like you were hoping, wishing, and really needing this to come through, and it hasn't. The first card you got is the Knight of Swords, and this is probably you upset with whoever promised you the resources or told you that they'd be coming at a certain time and haven't been. The Swords energy represents air signs for me. Air signs are Gemini, Libra, which is you, and Aquarius. It doesn't have to be the sun. It can be their moon or their rising. You won't know that unless you looked at their chart. But this individual is very, very quick with their words and very quick on their feet. This could very much be you. If it's not you, it's someone around you or close to you. But because you're a Libra and this represents air signs for me, I'm willing to go out on a limb and say this is probably you. The next card is the Six of Wands. Wands energy represents fire signs or fire sign energy. Fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. It does not have to be their sun sign. It can be their moon or rising. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a person. It can just be fire sign energy, impulsive, expressive, kind of, I don't know, fire sign energy. The sixth house the sixth card represents for me the sixth house, which is work and health, or the skills and competency that you bring to the services that you provide. This person is very much riding in on their high horse. It is a card of victory, or it can be a card of just, I call it like the ivory tower card, but not in a good way. It's like, how does it feel living in that ivory tower, casting judgment down? Because you can't see any of these other individuals, really. You catch glimpses of them, but this is the end-all, be-all. And that's really the energy that I'm getting off of this card because of how everything else is laying out. Because the very next card is the Five of Pentacles in reverse, and this is once again like a lack of resources. The five can represent the fifth house, which is pleasure, social life, children, and creativity. And you're having the full moon lunar eclipse in that house. You could be dealing with wanting to bring in extra resources and deciding to start a vlog channel or starting your own YouTube channel or something like that. You could be dealing with child support and feeling like you're broke because of it. It really just depends on how it's hitting you in your specific houses, because this is general readings and everybody's going to experience this a little differently. It's going to have the same flavor, but we're going to have the experiences hit us a little bit differently. It also looks like you can't see eye to eye with whoever it is that you might be arguing with, who is the fire sign that is not paying attention to you or seeming very judgmental, if you will. Because when you look at it this way, this individual sees that they're having a rough time, but doesn't really seem to give a damn or care very much. Another thing that this card speaks to for me is it speaks to inequality, or the fact that our paths are not the same. If you look at this card, her experience is going to be different because her view is down here than his experience. His view is going to be up here. They're going through the same thing, but their experiences of it are going to be different. Another thing that this card represents for me, especially in the reverse, is Dark Night of the Soul. The fact that it's a majority black background card makes me want to tell you that it is always darkest before dawn. Please remember that. The first two cards have a lot of blue background, which is highly emotional. The Knight of Swords with the gray cloud in the background, you definitely need to look for the silver lining in this situation. There is I want to say that the communication is also going to be highlighted because two of these four cards are on horses, and you are having third house energy, and that is dealing with communication, and that's how you think, that's how you speak, and that's how you digest what people say to you. It's also how you get from point A to B. It's how you drive. Road rage can be very, it can be a thing for y'all, especially around the 24th. So be careful, because if you're not careful, then you could be feeling like this. Like you broke and you need some money because you got in a wreck. Venus is moving into Libra on the 29th, which is closer to the end of the month, so you may feel broke towards the end of the month. And can't wait for payday. I know that feeling. The cards added up, you got the 6 of Wands and the 5 of Pentacles. 6 plus 5 is 11. The 11th house speaks to friends, groups, future wishes, goals, dreams, bucket list type energy. It's ruled by Aquarius, and we are having that eclipse in Aquarius. So you may be dealing with, I really see this being kind of a, it's a means of communication, and it may be you dealing with new people, and your communication is seen as forceful, and you're just trying to find that balance. I hope that's what it turns out to be. So that's what I see there. If it's not the 11th house energy, you can do 1 plus 1 equals 2. And 2, the second house is self-esteem, earning ability, possessions, money, resources. It's ruled by Taurus, so that may be of some use or information to you as well. The next set of cards I'm going to speak about, oh Lord, I've been talking about communication left and right, and look at what came up. I'm just saying, communication and positive thinking, right? Here we go. Personal relationships often fall apart because of a lack of communication. Even if partners manage to talk, the discussion may descend into rancor and recriminations. A meditation should focus on openness and honesty. A location where no communication is possible is the best place for a meditation on communication. It is always easier to appreciate the worth of something when it is out of your immediate reach. Consider the following, Libra. I believe that every problem can be resolved. The failures and disappointments of the past are behind me. I can listen carefully to the other person and acknowledge a different point of view. Love and reconciliation are the goals. I think that's pretty powerful, especially with all of the tarot messages speaking to there being some sort of communication or argument. So be careful with that. Approach it with some positive thinking. There are all sorts of situations in which positive thinking can be an advantage. During an illness or after an injury. For example, maybe when you've suffered a trauma or a setback at work or even in your home life. If you are recuperating from a disease or recovering from the consequences of an accident, you may be confined to bed while practicing this meditation, but it can be useful in any challenging circumstance. May the bad things that have happened be purged from my thoughts. May I not indulge in resentment, blame, or hurt. May my life be free from destructive patterns, habits, and careless acts. I will focus my attention on creation and renewal. Positive thinking in your communication. Your Sacred Rebel Oracle deck cards that fell. The first was, every journey starts with a single step. Here we go. The card number is 12. The 12 speaks to the 12th house, which is future wishes, goals, and dreams, groups, and memberships that you may have association with. Also, friendships. I'm wrong. I'm so wrong. I was saying 11th house stuff. I don't know why. That was a Freudian slip. The 12th house is self-undoing, secret enemies, karma, repression, limitations. It can also be the house of secrets that you keep from yourself. It can also be the house of dreams. It doesn't speak to you on the 12th house, but it might, because you are having energy in your 12th house with Mercury going retrograde at the end of the month. But it could also speak to the 3rd house, because 1 + 2 is 3, and you're having 3rd house energy as well. So the 3rd house is communication, short distance trips, siblings, cousins, and neighbors. Short distance trips, carrying this luggage right here. Or you could be going on a trip in your dream state. It really could be either or. But you look completely ready to go and very anticipatory. Going as a clean slate as well. The nudity for me represents a clean slate, but bold intent, if you will. The second card was Trust Yourself, and I have never had this card fall ever, but it is so gorgeous. It has so much going on in it. Trust yourself. Pretty self-explanatory. This is the 31 card. 3 + 1 is 4. 4 speaks to the 4th house, which is ruled by Cancer, but it also speaks to home and family. Home is the home that you actually reside in, or where you consider to be home. Family is your immediate family, including children and or fur babies. It can also speak to your roots and or foundation, however that speaks to you. Trust your roots, trust your foundation, I think is very, very strong here. I just love the colors in this card. I feel like this is just honestly just screaming, trust your gut. Ignore all of the background noise and all of the background chatter and just trust your gut in the situations that you're presented with this full moon eclipse. Trust your gut, because the creative process is going to bring forth all of this life for you. Let me grab the book. Every journey starts with a single step. You are on a journey. Yes, it is an internal journey, but there's also a physical expression of this journey that is going to become increasingly important to the fulfillment of your destiny in this lifetime. Your journey has started on the inside, but its destination will be the physical expression of an internal healing. This journey will draw upon what you have learned and mastered over the course of your life, so much so that it may feel as though your life experiences have prepared you just for this particular adventure, and you have all that you need that is within you. This is not a time to worry about what you are going to take with you. From within your heart, you will sense what needs to come along for the ride and what is best left behind you now. You may be surprised at exactly how much can be left behind without you feeling concerned or anxious. You may be able to travel far lighter than you ever imagined possible. This oracle brings you a particular guidance that the apparently small steps you are taking in an area of life and in an area of your life important to you right now are actually far more important and powerful than you realize. Sometimes we are gaining ground, but the effect is not immediately obvious. This doesn't mean that nothing is happening. It simply means that the effects of your actions are cumulative, and soon they will begin to overflow into the physical world with a positive impact that may really surprise you. This oracle brings you the message to keep going. The other was trust yourself. You are wise. You know how to grow, even without knowing how you know. like the ancient forests, spectacular galaxies, and the acorn that becomes the oak. There is a natural intelligence for growth that is beyond logic and reason. It just happens. And at the deepest levels, we are governed by this force, that it is so palpable, it literally shapes the world. At the same time, it is so invisible that sometimes we forget its presence and worry that our minds have to work everything out for life to happen and for us to be all right. We can become unnecessarily anxious about our affairs and how life will unfold. This oracle brings the message that you are growing. You really are. There's no need to doubt it. Even if you don't see it yet, remember that so much is happening when the seed is still unbroken in the ground. Just below the earth, it is summoning up all the might, power, and force it needs to push above the topsoil and burst up into the light. It is essential for anything good to happen later on. Yet we don't see any of that. We just have to trust that things will happen when the time is right. You are being asked to trust in yourself. You know how to grow. So don't overthink things, because it won't help you. And don't worry so much. You're doing a great job in this game of life. When you trust yourself, you relax, and you can heed your own wisdom, insight, and messages much more clearly and easily. This oracle comes with a particular guidance. You have a big destiny in this lifetime and so much to experience. Sometimes you make the error of judging something that is unpleasant as negative or a mistake. It isn't. It's just part of your great hunger for experience. It doesn't mean that you have to have a lot of it, but when you do, don't shame yourself for it. Simply let it be. Maybe it's just fertilizer for your next step along the path. It's all a part of your life process, and it's all a sign of growth. That's definitely what goes on during the eclipses, is seeing where we need to grow and seeing where we have grown and releasing things that we've grown apart from. So trust yourself and understand that every journey starts with a single step. I think those are the two biggest themes for us in this message. And I think communication is definitely highlighted in everything that is going on around you, Libra. So please approach this with a balanced mindset, but trust your gut. Understand that we are all going through the same thing, just in different areas of life. Please be kind to yourself. Understand that this is a sensitive period for us all, and understand that we're all going to be a little crabby. So, with that, please be kind to yourself, take care of yourself, employ your self-care measures. I will be around for the September lunations and the eclipses. I hope that I see you then. Until then, I hope this full moon lunar eclipse brings you many blessings and insight. I hope this video was empowering and it enlightens you. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe it. Thank you so much for being here, y'all. Take care, and namaste.